Alrighty, what's poppin'? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to play 3DS games onto your Nintendo Switch. You can play games like Mario, Zelda, all those good first party 3DS games onto your Nintendo Switch. Now, you can play these games on the PC with the usual emulator and also on your custom firmware Switch. Now, this is a big game changer due to the fact that you guys may know the Nintendo Switch Virtual Console Online, or whatever you call it, is pretty lackluster and it's pretty underwhelming. So doing this in general is a big upgrade in so many ways. And the fact that it's really possible to play 3DS games onto your Nintendo Switch, you question why Nintendo has never done this yet. So we may never know the answer to that. But before we get started this video, please make sure you guys leave a like, share, and also subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. You want to see more cool content like this in the near future. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into this video. So I'll leave everything in the description down below. Most important, you guys gonna need is something called uTorrent, and that's pretty much it. You guys gonna need uTorrent when you're downloading games, and also you may need a VPN if you want to be like extra careful what you're doing. But there's other methods that you can also do to download games without quote unquote being tracked, I would say. So yeah, basically this is all the games that are basically playable. There's like 30 or so games, I believe. I see 30 plus games. It's coming as NSP files, so it's pretty good. You can play on the user emulator because, as you know, user emulator reads NSPs and XCIs. Now, if you want to download it really fast, under I'll say an hour, because it's 30 gigabytes basically, use the uTorrent method. And if your computer is fast enough, you can use up to box and one flincher. I would suggest, if you want to use one flincher. And when you get right here, make sure you go to the pop-up screen, and then you may see the Ouya. You have to see the Ouya sign. Verify you're a human. Now, if you don't see this Ouya sign, that means it's a pop-up. Just keep on doing it until you see this, and then you're gonna redirect you to this, and then you press get the link and make sure you have uTorrent installed, and then you're all good to go. Just wait about an hour. If your PC is really fast enough, you should download it within an hour, no problem. But I suggest you guys using a VPN to make the process a little bit more smoother, I would say. Okay, so let me go back to the 3DS emulator, because I went back way too far. Alright, so yeah, it's gonna take about an hour, all that good stuff, yada yada yada. Now, first things first, I'm gonna show you guys how to set it up on the PC with the Yuzu emulator. Now, I'm not gonna go into too much detail about this emulator. If you guys want to know how to set it up, how to get games, set up 4K, all that good stuff, I'll leave the description down below to my video on how to set up the Yuzu emulator. I go into very much detail on how this emulator basically works. Very much detail compared to anybody else. I show you guys all the cool things you can do with the emulator. So yeah, make sure you guys check that video out. It's one of the best setup guides on YouTube, period. Alright, so after you got all that set up, obviously it's gonna come as a folder like this, a retro folder, all that good stuff. Got the NSP set up, all that. And then basically how you set this up, go on User Emulator, use one of the early access. I'm gonna try this with the early access build, see how effective this is. Don't need this anymore. Remove that, and then you go to the game directory. Let me see if I can just add my folder without any problem. Let me see what will happen. Okay, so it does. The virtual art folder does work because it reads the NSP. And then basically what you do this is just open this up. As you can see, the user emulator can read it, but there's more. This is a little bit more complex things you gotta have to do. So that's how you basically set up with the user emulator. I can't show too much due to the fact that my video will get claimed, but the real meat and juice of this is setting it up on your Nintendo Switch. So basically, you're gonna need a Switch that has custom firmware, obviously, and I'm going to show you guys step by step basically how to set this thing up. As you see, my main folder is right here, so I'm just gonna drag and drop this to the root of my SD card. And obviously you're gonna need something like gold leaf to set it up, because if you guys don't have gold leaf, this process would not work at all, because you're gonna need gold leaf to basically install your NSPs and NROs, all that good stuff. So I'll also leave a link to gold leaf if you guys don't have it for your custom firmware Switch on the description down below. So yeah, I'm basically gonna wait for this to completely download, because as you know, 20 gigabytes and you're transferring on the SD card is gonna take a while. So when this process all done, I'm gonna transfer it to my Switch, and we're basically gonna get this thing. We're gonna get the fun started. You're gonna get the fun cracking basically. So I'll be back in a sec. Okay, quick correction, real quick. I want to show you guys real quick. Soon as you guys get the 3DS folder, and then when you get to Switch, you guys gonna see the RetroArch NRO. The thing you do with that, you basically gonna copy and then you're gonna cut it. And then what you're gonna do with that, you're gonna get out the Switch folder, and then you're gonna go to your other Switch folder you see right here, and then you're gonna cut the Switch RetroArch NRO right here. It's very important for you guys to do that. If you guys don't do that and then you just boot it up from Goldie from here on now, like boot it from you boot the RetroArch NRO from the with Goldie from the set your original 3DS folder, it will not work. You gotta put it onto your original Switch folder, and then you copy and you cut the NRO right here. So it's a little simple mistake that I missed out on, and you guys gotta keep on that because I forgot to mention that. So yeah, make sure you guys don't make the same mistake that I did. Alrighty, I'm back on my Switch, so I'm gonna try to set up RetroArch. Now there's many ways you can boot up this application. You can build it up from two ways. Obviously through the icon, and other way you can go through GoLeaf and through the Homeboot app. So there's technically three ways you can boot it up. So I'm gonna boot up right here. And then the way how you load games, you go to, I believe, load content. If not, it would be load core. And look for the game in my search directory. And look at right here and do this 3DS emulator. Set your 3DS emulator, and then you go Switch. No, wrong location. Switch, and then there you go. All the 3DS games. That's how you basically find them. You pick the one you want, and then you basically boot it up. I, for one, is not going to boot up gameplay due to the fact Nintendo loves claiming my videos. So yeah, that's basically about it. That's how you set it up. Pretty simple and easy, straightforward process. So yeah, basically, if you guys enjoy this video or find this video any helpful at all, feel free to leave a like, share, and also subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Peace out.